Hey, what's up you guys? So in this video, we're going to be going over and discussing the differences between someone who is cheap and someone who is frugal. So with that being said, look beneath this video, find that thumbs up button, give that thumbs up button a quick tap for me. And then also, if you're new here to the channel and you're not currently subscribed, look on the bottom right side of your screen, find that subscribe button, give that subscribe button a quick tap for me so that way you'll be notified by YouTube each and every time I upload a video, just like you're currently watching right now. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with someone who is cheap. So what exactly does it mean, when you call someone cheap or you say, hey, that person is a cheapskate? Well, what it ultimately gets right down to it, like when you get right down to it, when someone is a cheap person or they're known as being a very cheap person, really what people are saying when they're, describing a person as that type of way means from like a financial standpoint, this person, they typically are looking, when they're making purchases, they're only looking at them from like the dollar amount value being spent in total. So like for like a very like basic plain example, let's just say like they're going out and they're shopping for like, a cell phone. They're going to say, okay, there's all these different price ranges of cell phones. They're going to say, okay, you got cell phones from, $100 all the way up to $1,000. And you're going to say like, all right, well, you know what, like I just want to spend the lowest possible dollar amount necessary to still get a phone. So they're like, hey, if I could get a cell phone for $100, that's the one that the cheap person is leaving out of the store with, because they're solely basing their, their purchase on like getting the item that they want, the cell phone in this, example, and they want to spend the lowest possible dollar amount necessary to get that item. So obviously, in this example, the lowest dollar amount to get the cell phone would be $100. So that is exactly what the cheap person is going to do. They're going to buy that $100 cell phone. And obviously, if you're someone who's buying a $100 cell phone, that cell phone is going to be significantly restricted to like the features, the quality, the overall like features that are available on like a phone that is $100. So the person is not looking to get the greatest product or the greatest overall experience or even the greatest quality. They're just simply looking to get whatever that product is. In this example, it would be the cell phone. So they're like, hey, I wanted a cell phone and I got a cell phone. It's probably not going to last that long. The quality is going to be pretty poor. And like I said, it's going to lack a lot of features that, other phones would have that would be in a lot higher of, a price range. So that is like to paint a really quick picture of like someone who is cheap or in other words known as a cheapskate. It's someone who solely looks to get like the item that they want for the lowest possible dollar amount necessary and while still being able to get the item that they want. But that doesn't mean that they're aiming for like quality or that they're thinking, long term, like how long is this item going to last me? They're just solely thinking short term, like today in this moment, I'm going to get this item or this product or this service and I'm spending the lowest possible dollar amount necessary to be able to get this thing. And that is a very like short condensed version or a way to explain to you someone who is cheap. They think short term. They don't think about quality. They don't think about, long-term value. They just think about getting what they need for the lowest possible dollar amount necessary. And this is like a very good description of someone who is cheap. Okay, so now on the other hand of being cheap, you have the person who is frugal. So what exactly is a frugal person? So when someone is a frugal person, although it might seem like, hey, frugal seems like they're just like the cheap person, there's a very big difference between the two. So a frugal person is very unlike the person who is cheap. The frugal person doesn't think just short term about their purchases. They're thinking very differently. They're thinking more longer term when it comes to their approach of spending money to make a purchase. So the frugal person is thinking like, okay, I don't want to just spend the lowest possible dollar amount, to get the item that I'm hoping to get. What they're thinking is like, I want to spend the lowest possible dollar amount that I need to get the type of item that I want, but I also want to know that I'm getting a great quality, a great service, a great product, a great whatever, the overall experience is going to be great, and that it is ideally going to last them, a substantial amount of time based on the amount of money that they're going to spend. So like in this example that we used with the cell phone, the person is going to say, okay, yeah, there might be cell phones that are $100, there might be cell phones that are $1,000, but then the frugal person is going to say, okay, that $100 cell phone, it lacks a whole lot of features. A lot of features that I might need or really like could find useful. And they're gonna say the quality looks really poor on that phone. It looks very cheap. Like the buttons are probably gonna break very easily, and like it just overall does not show any signs of quality. And they're gonna say, I don't really want any part with buying something like that. And then they might like look up some of the higher price range phones and then say, okay, well, hey, they might find like, let's say for example, it's a $500 phone, and they say, hey, well, this is definitely not a $100 phone, and it's definitely not a $1,000 phone. It's like a $500 or a $600 phone, right? And they say, hey, this phone has a lot of really great features. It's a lot of the things that I need. It doesn't have a whole lot of extra things on here that I don't need. So and then the quality, it's looking like it's a pretty well-made, cell phone. It has, it's very durable. It looks good. So they're like, hey, this looks like there's a lot of value in here. It has everything that I need. It doesn't have a bunch of unnecessary things that, are being marketed to me as like, hey, look at all these other extra things that you're going to get that I have no use for. So then it's like you're not paying for things that are unnecessary for you individually. And they're going to say, okay, hey, this is where the really good, price value, the price point is like right here, because they're saying, okay, I'm still able to get a cell phone. It's new, it's nice, it holds really great, it has really great quality, and it's going to give me all the features that I'm looking for in a cell phone, probably even a few extra that you didn't even expect. And you say, hey, I'm not spending 100, but I'm also not spending 1,000 either. And then you're like, hey, this is gonna last me, some time, and I'm gonna get a lot of good use out of it. So the frugal person is gonna say, okay, sure, it would be nice to only spend 100, but if I only spend 100, that is not going to give me the type of value that I'm looking for, both long-term and even feature-wise. So they're going to say, okay, I am much better, significantly better off spending the $500 or $600 to get a significantly better quality, cell phone in this case, with a lot better features, and it's going to create a much better overall experience for that owner of that cell phone. And this is the difference between someone who is cheap and someone who is frugal. The frugal person doesn't look to spend the lowest possible dollar amount when they are making their purchases. They are looking to spend as low as necessary to still buy an item or a product or a service that is going to provide them with great quality, that is going to last a period of time, and then that way they don't have to make these purchases as often. And as long as the product is good and it's durable and it's going to last time, and they're not looking to spend the lowest for that type of item, and they're not looking to spend the most for the type of item. They're trying to find like that sweet spot right in the middle where they're still getting, that need that they need to be met. They're still being able to buy that product or that service or that thing, but not on the very high end or not on the very low end where they're not ultimately going to have their needs being met. And this is basically, again, the simple overall condensed description of someone who is frugal. So hey, let me know your guys' opinion and your overall thoughts on someone who is cheap, someone who is frugal, down in the comment section below. Let me know, are you like that cheapskate person, or are you much more like the frugal person? Let me know down in the comment section below. And hey, like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're new here to the channel and you're not subscribed, I would really like to grow this channel, get this channel up to 2,000 subscribers. So hey, help me out by finding that subscribe button on the bottom right side of the screen. Give that subscribe button a quick tap for me, so that way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. And if you are interested in watching another video from me, you can click this video here that pops up on the screen, and I will catch you guys in that next video.